Hi, I'm Lex and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to one of my all-time favourite projects. This is the Six Pans of Henry VIII, created by Julie from Caboodle Jewels. I will link her down below, as always. And this project revolves around Henry VIII's wives. There's 6 of them, and they got divorced, beheaded and died, divorced, beheaded, survived. A staple of British history classes in primary school. But yes, I thought this was such a fun idea for a project linking history and panning, some of my favourite things. And every month we basically roll in a product for a new wife, going through all 6 wives. And because it's June, the 6th month, we're finally rolling in a product for the final wife. So let's see what we're going to roll in. But first, let me update you on all the wives we've had so far. So, the first wife, Catherine of Aragon, I have rolled in a eyeshadow from my W7 On the Rocks palette. This is technically my Pan That palette in order, but the shade was so perfect I couldn't pass up the opportunity. It is this shade here called Bloody Mary, and we have to use each of the products the same amount of the number of years that the wife lived. So Catherine of Aragon lived for 50 years. I have to use this 50 times. I've used it once this past month to bring me up to a total of 4 uses so far, which is not great. I think I just tend to forget about this palette a little bit. But this is also a much darker shade than I was expecting. I thought maybe I can like sheer it out and wear it to work, but no, it's a very, very punchy brown. It's like a very pigmented colour. Definitely within 50 uses though. I think I can hit pan on it. But yeah. So I'll have to keep working on that. Then Anne Boleyn I've already rolled out previously. The next wife that is still in is Jane Seymour. Now, Jane Seymour, she was pretty special to Henry. She was the one wife that he supposedly really, really loved, and that is why for Jane Seymour, I've picked this shade here called Special. Jane lived to be about 28, so I've got to use this 28 times. I've used it 2 times in the past month to bring me up to a total of 4 uses, which is not the best, but this is such a pretty colour. I actually have it tapped onto my lid today. It's a slightly pink-leaning, like champagne-y shimmer, and it's been so gorgeous. I've been really gravitating towards it on my days off. I would love to get some more uses on it. It is such a beautiful colour. I think I have just really spread myself thin with the fact that most of the prompts I've rolled into this project are eyeshadows. I have lots of other eyeshadows and other projects that I still have to work on, so I haven't made life easy for myself. Then Anne of Cleves also comes from another chocolate bar palette, and when Anne of Cleves came to court and Henry married her, Henry, was planning on marrying her, he sort of was like, hey, hold up. That is not the woman whose painting I saw. She doesn't look the same as I thought she did. And that was his whole reason for divorcing her, is because she didn't look like she did in her painting, So I've been using this shade here, Hold Up. You can see I've started digging a little bit of a divot in it. And Anne of Cleves lived to be about 41, so that was how many uses I have to get on this product. I used it 10 times this past month. It's been a really, really good shade to use as an inner corner for work, hence also the divot, because I've been using a very small brush. So I only have to use it 31 more times. And I honestly don't think that's going to be too difficult if I continue using it for work. I've been planning on wearing less makeup to work, but that might mean my project panning takes a bit of a hit. I'll have to see, I'll have to think about it. I kind of just usually decide in the morning, like on the day, whether I'd prefer 10 extra minutes to sleep or 10 minutes to do my makeup, But yeah, I'll have to see what I think. Then we have Catherine Howard. Now, Catherine Howard had some little secret flings and things, so I rolled in this blush from Primark. This is the High Pigment Blusher in the shade Secrecy. I got this for 50p, and I still haven't used it at all. She only lived to be about 20, so I have to use this 20 times, and I haven't touched it. I've swatched it last video, but I haven't used it yet. So I need to get on that a little bit. But 20 uses shouldn't be too hard on a blush. Now, the next wife we're rolling in this month is Catherine Parr. That is the final wife of Henry VIII, and she's the one that outlived him. He basically married her to be a sort of caretaker for him, and yeah, he was a little like jealous that one of his men of the court was interested in her when she was such an eligible, rich widow. And Henry wanted her for himself, so that's exactly what he did. He went and married her, and she basically looked after him in his final years. I forgot my product. But Catherine had a very eventful love life during the course of her life. She was married 4 times. She married really young to this one guy, and he died. Then she got married to this other guy, and he died. And at that point she was a very rich widow, and so she was pursued by Thomas Seymour from Henry's court. But before anything could really happen between them, Henry was like, I want her to be my wife. So she married Henry VIII, then he died, so she finally did get with Thomas Seymour. Goodness me, what a wild ride, you know? But because of that, I wanted to give her a product that sort of reflected that, and the fact that she had such an eventful love life, and I wanted to roll in this blush here in the shade Sweet Cupid. Because, you know, Cupid, love, it's kind of connected. This is my Sunkissed Love and Blush palette, and it's a really, really gorgeous palette. It has those lovely blush shades. But I haven't touched this in ages, so I just kind of also wanted an excuse to use it a little bit. And what better excuse than to roll it in for this project. And that shade, Sweet Cupid, is going to be very, very nice going into summer now, because it's like a muted, more mauve toned shade, and it's very different to anything else that I have rolled into any of my other projects. So yes, I won't be you know, making more issues for myself by choosing redundant blush shades or anything. I have variety, which is what we like. And Catherine Parr lived to be about 36, so I have to use that 36 times. And I'm really curious to see what Julie's going to do for the second half of this project, the second half of this year. Whether we're going to roll through the wives again or what. But I love watching her videos. They're super informative and super fun, and I definitely recommend you check them out. She's going to be linked down below. She created this whole project, and I love it so much. So go and give her videos some love, you know. It is such a fun project, and I've really, really enjoyed doing it so far. I know at the halfway point, I still don't have that many things rolled out. I don't have that much progress, but I've really been enjoying it, and I've got to say that if she does another project next year that's sort of something similar, something history based or anything like that, I would be really, really happy to join, because this has just been super fun. It's been one of my favorite projects this year. So Julie, if you're watching, which you very well might be, great job. This is such a fun project. I'm really, really looking forward to next month and seeing what you're going to teach us about and what kind of prompts we're going to be rolling in. I'm very curious. Yes. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!